Of course, it's frustrating, but I gave it my all, so I can't really complain.
Sorry for taking the top spot again.
Welcome to the HR department. I'm Shinobu Nishio, your trainer.
Yes, I look forward to learning from you.
Wow, Kaminato took first place again. Tough luck now, Hiro.
Nah, we both worked hard for this. Guy really is amazing, though. I'm Naohiro Aizawa. I'm 29 years old and I work at Samba IT. My sales numbers are decent, but I'm the guy who's perpetually stuck in second place. Of course, it's frustrating, but I gave it my all, so I can't really complain.
Sorry for taking the top spot again.
Congratulations. The reason I can never reach number 1 is because he, Guy Kominato, has dominated the top spot for the last 4 years.
Now, Hiro, maybe your sales will go up if you actually learn some IT skills like I did.
Thanks for the advice, but my clients value trust above all else.
Is that soft approach really gonna cut it? Sales is all about responding quickly to client questions and requests, isn't it? Being able to talk directly to their engineers like I do makes things move way smoother.
You're right, having a systems engineer involved does speed things up. I can handle Guy's bragging because I know he actually has the skills to back it up. Unlike me, who started in sales, Guy was originally assigned as an SE. Apparently, he told them during his interview that he wanted practical IT knowledge, so he could become a top salesperson. I know he still goes to engineer training sessions and studies just as hard as any active SE. That's why, no matter how arrogant he acts, I can't bring myself to hate him. Although, considering he's a year younger than me, he is a little too bossy. The surprising proposal came during my regular performance review. My review was conducted by Section Chief Tomonori Fukuhama, my direct supervisor who taught me everything I know about sales. Huh? Chief, what did you just say?
Yeah, it's a proposal. Or rather, something that came down from upper management.
Usually, this is where the boss listens to my status and requests, so I couldn't believe what Chief Fukuhama was suggesting.
No, Hiro, would you be interested in transferring to HR next term? You look surprised.
Of course I am. The reason I'm so shocked is that at Samba IT, moving from sales to HR is basically considered a promotion. Many people learn the field in sales, gain experience building talent in HR, and then move on to the corporate planning office. They say transferring to HR gives you the experience needed to build a company from the inside. Why send me to HR? Surely there are others who requested a transfer. Besides...
Because Kominato is ranked number 1?
I choked up when he hit the nail on the head. I didn't think I was showing how much I cared about the rankings, but he noticed.
If we look only at the numbers, yes, Guy has better sales. But upper management decided that your strengths would shine in HR, not just in sales.
Seeing me silent and unconvinced, Chief Fukuhama continued with a smile.
Well, the actual transfer isn't for 2 months. The announcement will be a bit later, so take some time to think about it.
Me? Moving to HR? I thought it might be a mistake, but since the chief told me himself, the transfer is basically a done deal. In the end, I didn't get a fully satisfying reason from Chief Fukuhama. However, he looked sincere. The chief I've respected since I started here is pushing me forward. I want to take this chance. A few days later, when the transfer was announced on the intranet, a buzz spread through the sales department.
Now, Hiro, you really are amazing. Good luck in HR.
Thank you very much. Most people were supportive, but as expected, the troublesome one was...
Why are you going to HR?
Right, Guy. The guy who always kept the number 1 spot. He was the only one who couldn't accept it.
Is it really okay for you to transfer when you can't even beat me?
From the announcement until the actual transfer, Guy kept taking jabs at me, but I just kept my head down and worked. To be honest, I was too busy handing over clients to my juniors to care.
If you can't handle the work and want to come back to sales, don't expect a seat waiting for you.
Yeah, I know. I'll do my best. Leaving Guy and his sarcasm behind, I headed to the HR department. I'm Naohiro Aizawa, transferring to HR starting today. I look forward to working with you. And so, my work in HR began. After I introduced myself, a stunningly beautiful woman spoke to me.
Welcome to the HR department. I'm Shinobu Nishio, your trainer.
Yes, I look forward to learning from you.
We plan to have you involved in recruitment eventually, so let's work hard together.
Since transferring to HR, the days have been a whirlwind. Recruitment revolves around new graduates, so tasks and deadlines are set throughout the year. On top of that, the candidates are different every time, and they're all new to this.
First, I'd like you to manage the new graduate applications. We communicate with students through this site.
Everything is completely different from my sales days. I need to approach this like I'm a new employee myself. While I was still dizzy from learning this new world, various tasks kept flying in. Even 3 months after transferring, there were more new tasks than familiar ones.
Now, Hiro, do you have time for me to teach you the selection criteria for document screening?
Yes, I'll book a conference room right away. I sent an invite to Shinobu and gathered the resumes we needed to check.
For new graduates, as long as they have a certain level of academic ability, we don't focus too much on their school background. The saying, hire for character, train for skill is actually true here. So, based on their motivation and what they achieved as students, I want to bring in people who have passion.
Passion, huh?
It's hard to tell from text, isn't it? Especially since resumes are all typed on computers now.
Right, and even if they have enthusiasm, we can't tell if they'll stay with the company long term. It's an era where reasons for working and finding fulfillment are diverse. We can't generalize.
Of course, we won't know their true personality until we interview them or actually work alongside them. But even in writing, I want to shortlist candidates who make me think, I want to meet this person.
I see. You want people that make you feel like you want to work with them.
Exactly. So honestly, there's no strict logic to it. Calling it teaching might be an exaggeration.
Shinobu smiled playfully at the end, and I couldn't help but smile too. Not at all, I'm learning a lot. And just like that, 6 months passed since I joined HR. It felt fast, but I started sitting in on recruitment interviews too.
That concludes our questions. Do you have any questions for us?
This time, we were interviewing recent grads looking for a second chance, though there were some students too. It's a shame that most of them are so nervous, we can't hear their honest opinions.
How was it? Your first time on the interview floor?
After the interview, Shinobu asked me that. She's someone who always actively seeks my opinion. Well, the students couldn't seem to shake their nerves.
True. Usually the atmosphere loosens up after a while. I want to know if they're a good fit for us, and if it benefits them too. So I really want them to speak honestly.
Shinobu groaned, thinking seriously. I casually agreed with her. That's right, an interview is an extraordinary event, but working here will become their ordinary daily life.
That's exactly it. I understand getting overwhelmed by the pressure of an interview, but since this will be their workplace, I want to make sure both the company and the person are fully convinced.
Shinobu probably wants to know not just what they say, but if they'll actually fit in with the company culture.
It's a never-ending challenge.
Saying that, Shinobu hung her head. Seeing such a capable woman look so defeated made my heart skip a beat. But Shinobu switched gears immediately and smiled at me.
Anyway, now Hiro, good work on your first interview as an HR rep. Once you get used to it, I'll have you handle the students for real, so be prepared.
Just as Shinobu said, a while later, I started working as an interviewer for new grads. Well then, please tell us your strengths.
Yes, my strength is my communication skills. When there was trouble at my part-time job.
He's super nervous. I feel like I'm only getting scripted answers.
That happened at your part-time job? What did you do then?
Huh? I thought I was close with both of them, so I listened to their sides and tried to find a compromise.
Did he not expect follow-up questions? Seeing him panic, I couldn't help but interject. No need to panic. It's tough to work when two people you're close with are fighting.
Yes, I hated the awkward atmosphere. I'm sorry, I said I was good at communication, but...
So, what did he do?
I took them out individually and asked them exactly what happened and what was said that upset them.
Good. I feel like I saw a glimpse of who he really is.
That was a good question you asked him.
While I was making coffee in the break room, Shinobu spoke to me cheerfully.
Interviews can turn into interrogations if you're not careful, but he really opened up after you spoke.
I'm glad. He seemed like a good guy, so I wanted to know how he usually treats his friends. Working here will become his daily life. I wanted to see his ordinary self.
Now, Hiro, you have a way of relaxing the room. He'll probably move on to the next round.
Maybe sales, or he might make a good future project management officer.
He's not the type of leader to pull people along, but he seemed good at working with all kinds of people.
Yes, that said, I'm sorry for interrupting the interview.
Don't be silly. You created a great atmosphere, so I don't mind at all.
Seeing Shinobu's genuine smile, I couldn't help but smile back. A few days later, we had an individual interview. This candidate, Kei Shimba, was frozen with nervousness. It's been 5 minutes, and she still hasn't relaxed at all. It's impressive for a student to get an IT passport certification on their own, but is her self-esteem too low? It would be a shame to reject her. Shinobu seemed to think the same, so she kept asking questions.
So please, tell us what you worked hard on during your student days. Yes, making our performance cafe a success for the wind instrument club at the school festival.
I must have looked puzzled, because Kei looked a little scared. Excuse me, but not the fact that you got your IT passport while studying?
Huh? Oh, anyone can get the certification if they study, but working hard with my friends was more fun and memorable.
From her surprised tone, I realized that was her honest feeling. What was your role in that?
I was in charge of listening to everyone's opinions, summarizing them, and unifying the sound.
Like a musical director?
No, not at all. But everyone wanted to play different music, so I dug deep to find out what themes they really wanted to explore.
That's amazing. So, how did it turn out? Kei's voice was getting brighter. She said she was good at steady work, but... Kei, maybe you actually enjoy creating an atmosphere or a space together with others. Kei looked surprised and thought for a moment, then nodded brightly. That might be true.
Does the SE job at your company also involve cooperating with many people to create something good?
The interview completely turned around, showing her true personality. And then she asked that.
Yes, we create things together, but you will likely spend a lot of time writing code on a PC.
Hearing that, Kei fell into thought. Seeing that, I smiled softly and continued. Maybe you're more suited for sales, where you listen to clients and figure out what they really want. HR work is full of things that can't be measured by numbers. But when I was able to hear why they want to do it, rather than what they want to do, I felt like I could truly see them for the first time.
Now, Hiro, your perspective on people is different from both sales and HR. It's interesting.
Is that so?
Yes. Kei was able to speak much more comfortably after talking with you.
Hearing that, I picture Kei leaving with a smile on her face. Come to think of it, about her.
I think she'll advance to the manager interview. If she joins and goes into sales, things might get interesting.
3 years later, for the first time in 7 years, a name other than Kominato appeared at the top of the sales department rankings.
Wait, Kei took first place this time? She's only in her 3rd year, right? Amazing!
Yes, Kei Shimba, whom I recruited during my first year in HR. This term, she surpassed Guy's numbers and took the top spot. After seeing her results, Kei came to the HR department to talk to us.
Nahiro, Shinobu, I came to say thank you. Since I started asking clients what they really envision, work has become so much fun.
She used to come for advice occasionally, but this is a method she found herself.
Clients have been thanking me for helping them build something great. Thanks to that, I made #1 in sales.
Congratulations, but that wasn't us. You grabbed that success yourself, Kei.
No, I didn't really understand what I wanted to do. Really, Thank you for giving me the chance.
She bowed with a smile again and again before heading back to sales. We smiled at each other.
She really looks up to you.
You too, Shinobu.
It's just a coincidence.
Meanwhile, Guy was trying to convince himself it was a fluke, but unwanted whispers reached his ears.
Things are amazing lately. Not just Kay, but for the last 3 years, we've been getting talent that really fits the company. Oh, I heard about that. Usually retaining 50% of new grads after 3 years is considered good, but now it's up to 60 or 70%. Rumor has it the recruitment standards have gone up.
Change in the last 3 years. It's been 3 years since Naohiro transferred. Earlier, Kay ran happily to the HR department. Was she gonna report to Naohiro? Kay did mention that Naohiro was her primary interviewer.
Hearing my praise indirectly, Guy's hostility grew.
Damn it, I'm responding to client requests too. Why do I have to feel like I'm losing? Thank you for your time today.
A few days later, Shinobu and the HR manager were sitting across from Guy in a conference room. Guy had requested the meeting.
I'll get straight to the point. The reason I asked for this meeting is to discuss my promotion.
Promotion, you say?
Yes. I've been the #1 salesperson for over 7 years. It's about time we discussed a promotion.
Guy spoke calmly but firmly, and the atmosphere in the room shifted.
Certainly, your sales figures are remarkable.
Right? Then...
However, having good numbers doesn't automatically make someone a good manager. You're a first-class player, but you still have room to grow as a manager. We'll reconsider the promotion after seeing a bit more from you in sales.
Guy looked perplexed at the HR manager's definitive statement.
Why is Naohiro being evaluated instead of me? My results were better, yet Naohiro was the one moved to a position for promotion. He was always stuck in second place. He just got transferred by luck, and now he's popular. It doesn't make sense.
I see. He heard the rumors about HR and assumed it was all about me. Is that why he rushed to ask for a promotion? Hey, Guy. I tried to speak with a bit of sympathy, but Shinobu's sharp voice cut me off.
What do you mean by that? Are you implying Naohiro isn't making an effort? I've been working with Naohiro for the last 3 years. The qualities Naohiro is being evaluated for probably haven't changed since he was in sales.
Huh?
Guy wasn't the only one surprised. Even I didn't fully understand why I was moved to HR.
When I became Naohiro's trainer, I was told he's someone who is good at understanding people's feelings. Kay is a perfect example. He didn't just listen to her words, he understood the feelings behind them during that interview. The attitude he's had since sales, of understanding unspoken thoughts, is simply flourishing in recruitment.
Taking a breath, Shinobu glared at Guy again.
I don't know what sales methods you use. I respect that you bring in the numbers. But that's respect for a player. It's different from the respect I have for Naohiro. Naohiro has been working by seeing people since his sales days. HR is a job that values people.
The conference room fell silent as Shinobu's powerful words, and the HR manager continued.
Let's end this discussion here.
No way.
As she said, being a manager or a leader is about seeing people. You're jealous of him, and you don't trust the judgment of your superiors. You're not ready for the position if you're creating scenes like this.
That evening, Guy came back from his sales rounds and reviewed his team's results at his desk.
My team's results? I'm way ahead, while the other 4 are slumping. These are clients I secured, you know. They used to bring in decent sales. If they can't get results, it's their own fault. Because I'm not looking at people? I'm not picking up on needs? There's no way someone who puts up the numbers doesn't get rewarded. That's ridiculous.
Grinding his teeth, Guy opened a new spreadsheet on his screen. The next day, Guy distributed materials to his 4 team members, leaving them confused.
Guy, what is this?
As you can see, it's the new evaluation criteria.
What they received was a sheet where the only evaluation metrics were sales, achievement rate, and number of deals. Of course, numbers are important in sales. But in the last few years, Samba IT has shifted from evaluating only numbers to valuing the process and building trust. As a result, not only have new contracts increased, but so have renewals, and customer satisfaction scores are steadily rising.
But with this evaluation, things like the quality of our interviews.
Sales is all about results. If you can't put up numbers, you're doing it wrong. It's my team. I decide the evaluation standards.
That night, in a corner of the sales department, a small meeting was held.
What do you think about this? It's just numbers, right? The process evaluation is completely gone. Didn't the HR evaluation system change about 2 years ago? Yes. We were told they looked at renewal rates and customer satisfaction, too.
The next morning, 2 sales employees stood before Sales Section Chief Fukuhama.
Chief, there's something we wanted to confirm. This evaluation sheet was distributed by Guy.
Only sales and deal counts. Seeing that the HR-approved metrics were nowhere to be found, Chief Fukuhama was speechless.
Thanks for the report. I'll investigate this with HR. Can you share a copy of this sheet and any related emails?
Immediately after that, based on the shared evaluation sheet and emails, the HR department began verifying the situation.
This is not the official HR evaluation system.
Correct. This year's sales evaluation includes process, renewal rates, and customer satisfaction.
In other words, this sheet was never approved by HR. Realizing this, everyone's expression hardened.
The creator is definitely Guy?
The manager's voice was calm, but the atmosphere in the room grew heavy.
It was Guy's arbitrary decision and my lack of oversight. I apologize.
So he went rogue?
Yeah, I gave Guy a team, but I never gave him authority over evaluations.
That made the situation clear. Personnel evaluation is the foundation of organizational control. It's not something for individuals to decide on a whim. The next day, we cleared his schedule and called Guy in.
Guy, I want to ask you about this evaluation sheet you created and distributed to your team.
Yes, I judged it necessary to improve the team's results.
Did you check the HR evaluation system first?
To be honest, I felt the current system doesn't fit the reality of the field.
He didn't look sorry at all. He genuinely thought he did the right thing.
We can debate the pros and cons of the system, but you don't have the authority to change how it operates. Did you understand that?
Leading a team and having authority over personnel evaluations are 2 different things. This was an act of overstepping your authority.
Lance, I just thought people who produce results should be evaluated.
I don't deny that way of thinking, but ignoring the system and creating an evaluation that effectively discards your teammates is a problem.
Discards?
In fact, your teammates were anxious about being evaluated solely on numbers.
Chief Fukuhama looked sadly at Guy, who had fallen silent.
Guy, I always valued your sales ability and your drive to produce results. That's why this is such a shame. I expected that if you learned to treat people properly, you could lead them.
Expected. That word hit harder than any scolding, sinking deep into Guy's chest. The final punishment for Guy's overstepping was a transfer to a local branch office starting next term.
A transfer to the boonies?
Yeah, we hate to lose your skills, but you won't manage a team, and your promotion is postponed indefinitely. I've said it many times, but I'll say it one last time. I hope you devote yourself to improving, both as a salesperson and as a human being.
Guy quietly bowed to Chief Fukuhama as he walked away. He respected the chief just as much as I did. How he takes those final words is entirely up to him. After the Guy situation settled down, the HR department returned to its usual routine. It's tough balancing people and policy without getting emotional.
Yeah, really. I wish we could create something everyone agrees with, but it's never that simple. But to think HR has come this far in 3 years, I never thought our company would change. It's thanks to you now, Hiro.
That's not true.
It is. The power of people is amazing, for better or worse.
Even so, it wasn't just me. Besides, I had a great teacher.
You're a smooth talker.
I was trying not to notice because we were so close, but After work that day, as we walked out of the company entrance, I couldn't hold back anymore. Shinobu, I've been so happy that you trusted me since I came to HR. I felt like you saw me as a person, not just a coworker. I choked up, but I desperately wanted to tell her, so I squeezed out the words. If you're okay with it, I want to be more than just work partners.
If you're going that far, then please, call me Shinobu.
Then...
Being able to look in the same direction with someone I trust makes me happy too.
My anxiety turned to excitement, and my breath hitched. Shinobu, will you go out with me? After this, she jumped into my arms. I swore to do everything in my power to make her happy.
Aw, very cute ending to a wonderful story. Brittany here. Once again, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.